the Temple Challenge Cup now. Manchester University, and the second time today we've seen a Dutch boat on the water, ASR Nereus from Holland.
Attention! Go!
So we've seen the Dutch on the water earlier on, but this is a different boat in the Temple. Just keeping a close eye on how these boats that aren't so familiar with the water are coping past Temple Island, and the cox there, Duik Veta, having to try and steer the boat a little bit closer back towards Temple Island under the umpire's instruction. The white flag indicating that the crew on the right of your picture need to get a bit further right.
That's right, we can see the umpire launch there, directing the crews, but fantastic start there from the Dutch crew, out to a clear water lead already at this early stage. They're no visitors to this event, or no youngsters to this event. They've competed at the last three Henley Regattas, semi-finalists last year in the Temple Challenge Cup, and being knocked out in that semi-final, but several returners from last year's crew to see if they can try and go one better and make it through to the final in 2015.
Yeah, Manchester University flagging now. ASR Nereus of Holland stretching their lead. You can see that dramatic lead. The Dutch have this race all sewn up, I think. Knocked out in the first round of the Prince of Wales and Temple Challenge Cup at Henley last year, Manchester University. It looks as if it will be a similar story in the Temple Challenge Cup for Academic 8's the Temple Cup.
And we expected the Dutch team to be very, very strong. There's several ex-junior internationals on board this crew, so very talented young bunch of athletes, student athletes, and looking very comfortable there at this point in the race to have such a commanding lead. They'd certainly have the fire in the belly after being knocked out in the semi-finals in 2014, and you can see Baumann there having a bit of a look around.
Yeah, you can also see the bowman for the Manchester University boat. That's Sam Thornton. Sam Thornton and Jake Brown in two are the particularly strong athletes in that Manchester University boat. Manchester University not regarded as one of the traditional top rowing universities particularly, but they've had a strong season so far, particularly in the smaller boats. This is the 8, so not somewhere perhaps they put too much faith in this particular Royal Regatta against the power of the Dutch. And they're stretching their lead, the Dutch. I don't want to win by too great a margin, take too much, because expend too much energy too early on in the regatta, perhaps the adrenaline getting to them.
That's right. We've got still a number of races to go through to Sunday, and also with these weather conditions, if you can, it is important to try and conserve. It's very warm out there for the athletes, but I mean, we relish these kinds of conditions. A beautiful summer's day at Henley, as we're so often used to seeing here. Very, very fortunate with the weather we've had thus far, and for the forecast for the rest of the week. But the Dutch really enjoying this race now, I think. And it's interesting because they are such strong contenders and challengers at this regatta, and have been for several years now. And it was a surprise to see them drawn alongside Brooks in the same half of the draw. So we will see them meet, no doubt, in the next couple of days. But great race there from the Dutch, looking very, very confident out in front, very relaxed, really just starting to paddle down the course at this stage.
Well, I'm reassured to hear an Aussie saying it's hot. Now we know it's officially hot. So it's in the World Cup in Sydney a couple of years back, and in Penrith, at Lake Penrith, just outside Sydney, and even by Sydney temperatures, it was record hot for March when we were at the World Cup a couple of years back. Here at Henley, we might be breaking some records later on today with temperatures. And the Dutch crew, ASR Nereus, well, they won't break any records today, but they'll be very happy with their performance against Manchester University. Manchester University on the Bark station on the far side, further away on the shot there. And the cox, the Dutch cox is relentless, isn't she? Duik Veta gets the boat safely over the line. Good progress from the Dutch. And they get through to round 2 there against Manchester University in the Temple Challenge Cup. That was race 17. Race 18 not too far ahead. We'll have celebrations for the Dutch boat They look nonchalant and relaxed.